Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the AI. I'm your host, the Data Doc, and in this video, we're going to build your very own first AI agent. This AI agent is going to be very basic, but it's going to show you one of the methods you can use to create some agents. And every week, we're going to add on to this agent so that we have the ultimate best agent we possibly have. So this agent, what this agent does is I'm going to show you, it reads an email and then it sends me the message as a summary in Slack. So if I test this out, it's processing the email. I've sent myself an email here. It's processed it and it sent it to me on Slack. So now I have a message right here that says the sender admires the recipient's N8N videos and expresses interest in collaborating on a project. They're enthusiastic about working together and creating some new. So essentially what you could use is you can use this to automate some of your processes to send your Slack community some information. This is a method. So the first thing I've done is I've logged into N8N and I've opened a new workflow. I'm going to retitle this workflow, as I always want to retitle them so that I know which workflow or what agent I'm working in. So this is going to be email agent. And so this is going to be the email agent which receives emails and responds to them. So the first thing we want to do is we want to press this plus button in the middle so that we can have the trigger accesses. And this trigger is going to be triggered by Gmail. It's a Gmail trigger. So you just type in the beginning letters and it auto-populates the Gmail node. And from here, we can see that on a new message. So we have that. And since some of the things we can modify here, which we don't need to at the moment, is the Gmail account. You have to connect your Gmail account. Very easy to do. Aside from that, you can modify the times that it pulls in the information. You could do every minute. You can also modify it by hour, by day, by week, and then you can change it at a custom rate. So every minute is fine. So we're going to keep it at that. And then what I want to do is I want to open this back up and I want to fetch some information. So when I fetch the information, I have this information pulled in so that I can continuously work in this. If you don't, you're going to hit some roadblocks. And so always pull in some information. Now, what I do want to show you, which I've learned through trial and error, is if you're working on a node and you don't want to keep pulling in information, you can pin that information here. It pins it and locks it in. So if you close out N8N, you can always access it later on. Since we're going to keep working on this workflow, I'm going to unpin it. And now I'm going to add our first agent. So we just type in here, agent. And so now we have an agent. We actually have some wrong information in here. I don't know why it's pulling that in, but we'll fix that. And so the first thing we need to do is go to source prompt user message. We're going to change that to define below. And what that means is we're going to define what our information is going to be coming in. So I'm going to type this in and say, summarize the content coming into you. And so basically you could name this, you want to give it a role. So summarize this information. A better method would be, you are an email summarizing agent that summarizes emails in 50 words or less. That's a better method. And so then once you have this in, you've given it its role, you're going to click add an option and you're going to click a system message. So now it needs to know what information it needs to summarize. So now we need to send over the body of the email. And so all we have to do is grab the snippet and pull it in here and it's ready to go. We can hit test option and it's going to run it out and say there's no chat model made. So now that we know, I always do that so I know there's an error there. I'm going to open up the chat model. And this is essentially the brain of the agent. And OpenAI is pretty easy. it's always connected for myself. So since it's open in here, all I have to do is connect it and then go back. And now if I run this again, we see this is gone. Now I run this again, it's processing it, and now it's hit its brain and it's gathered that information. So now it has an output here. So essentially what's happened is an email has come through, it's hit the agent's read it, sent that to its brain, OpenAI. It's read the email, read the instructions from the agent, passed back the summary, and now the summary is prepared on its outbound. So now we need to send it somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to send it to Slack. And so when we select Slack, we can go down to create a message. Send a message. There's a lot of different things you can do. So send a message. And so since my account is already connected, we want to send a message. We need to tell it what message to send. So now we are in our Slack environment. We want it to say message and send a message. This is the operation it's going to be doing, but it doesn't know what channel to send it to. So I have multiple channels. So we're going to press channel. And from the channel that I have listed, I'm going to send it to my N8N community. And so I'm going to keep it as a simple text. And now all I need to do is pull this in and it will send that message. And so now I can test this step and I can see that information has gone through. And if I open my Slack community, it would have this message there ready to go. So this was your first email agent, starting from the bottom up, just starting with the fundamentals. Each week, I'm going to continue to make a new part of this video, and we're going to build on this until we meet the ultimate agent that can do everything for us.